But then Mrs. Chud took roll call.
Joe, here. Rita, here. Victoria, present. Chrysanthemum. It's so long. It scarcely fits on her name tag. I'm named after my grandmother. She's named after a flower.
Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Mrs. Chud that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters.
That's half as many letters as there are in the entire alphabet. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria. Now put your head down.
At the end of the day, Rita pulled Chrysanthemum aside.
If I had a name like yours, I'd change it.
As she walked back to her house, Chrysanthemum wished she could change her name.
Chrysanthemum, how's your first day at school? School is no thing. It's to me. My name just puts on my name tag and I'm named after a flower. Your name is absolutely perfect.
Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup, and an evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum had a dream. She dreamed she was back at school and Mrs. Chud was taking the roll call.
Joe, here. Rita, here. Victoria, present. Jane, here.
It was an extremely pleasant dream. The next morning, Chrysanthemum's mother woke her up for school. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt.
Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum.
When she finally got to school, her classmates were on the playground.
She looks like a flower. Looks prettier.
Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said,
A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in the garden with worms and other dirty things. Thank you for sharing that. Now put your head down.
At the end of the day, Rita pulled Chrysanthemum aside. Neither could Chrysanthemum. She walked back home even slower than before. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi.
I win again. You always win. Always.
That night, Chrysanthemum had another dream. She dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Her classmates picked her and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life.
Chrysanthemum's name is spelled with 13 letters. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it.
The next morning, Chrysanthemum's mother woke her up for school. She loaded her pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. She took the longest route possible to school and stopped and stared at each and every flower. When she finally got to school, it was time for the first music class of the year. The students were introduced to Mrs. Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream. The students were speechless. They thought Mrs. Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musicale. Chrysanthemum wilted. Joe, Rita, and Victoria thought it was wildly funny, but Mrs. Twinkle didn't.
Her name is so long. It seriously fits on her name tag. I'm named after my grandmother. She's named after a flower. My name's not. It is? My name is Susan. It what? And I'm named after a flower. You are? My name is Stephanie Twinkle. And if I ever have a baby girl, I'm considered Chrysanthemum as a name.
Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed. She beamed. She bloomed. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold.
Call me Marigold. I'm trying to. My name is Lily of the Neck.
Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. Epilogue. Overall, the class musicale was a huge success. Chrysanthemum was absolutely perfect as a daisy. Victoria made the only mistake. She completely forgot her lines as the dainty fairy queen.
As the fairy queen, I decree.
Chrysanthemum thought it was wildly funny, and she giggled throughout the entire dance of the flowers. Eventually, Mrs. Twinkle had a healthy baby girl, and of course, she named her...
Are you named after a flower? Or a magical pony? Chrysanthemum, delphinium, marigold or carnation, lily of the valley, every name's a celebration. Love your name, you should love your name. Love your name, you should love your name. Are you named after a flower, or a hero from a story, or a relative of old, or a magical pony? Chrysanthemum, delphinium,
Marigold or carnation, lily of the valley, every name's a celebration.
Mrs. Twinkle taught us more than how to sing a song. Respect for one another, we're all feeling Love your name, love your name. You should love your name. Love your name, love your name. You should love your name. Everyone take your spots for the cat song.